Hello and welcome back, Vale. And today is a special one because we are going to dive into things that might be stopping you, things that maybe you're like, oh, if you've ever felt that feeling, I'm telling you, this episode's for you because I have Hilda here who's going to help us get unstuck, who is just going to help us with her mindset coaching, with her mastermind coaching, and her tons of years of experience. Guys, you are in for a treat. I'm telling you right now, this one is going to be special. So, without further ado, Hilda, welcome to the Climb Code podcast.
Gosh, what an amazing introduction. You are full of energy this morning. So let's keep it until we finish. Is that okay?
I love that you are also, I know you just had your coffee, so we are both on a great level energy wise, and I can't wait to see where this goes. So, without further ado, let me ask you the very first question I ask everybody on the podcast, which is Hilda, what is your unique client code?
Okay. I hear my clients and people around me that I do have a special talent to inspire others. So that is my code. I know how to say, what to question, how to motivate or inspire others, but also I need how to push a little bit when I need to. I do have a very good style to do that. And I do it because I'm committed with performance and happiness, with results and fulfillment, with high performers, entrepreneurs and women and teams, but also that they will love what they do. And if they don't, to find how to appreciate what they have. So maybe that is a unique talent that I have.
Yes, yes, it is. It's a great talent that you have. And I know you spent so much time helping so many people with those unique talents. So thank you again just for being here. Right. So I know that you help people reach their goals. That's one of the many talents that you do. But what if I'm struggling to do that? What advice would you give to someone listening right now who's like, I constantly set goals and I never get there?
Okay, we struggle. We all struggle. We need to understand that. It's not that, oh gosh, he implemented something and it looks so easy. No, it wasn't easy for the person. We all struggle because we are here and we want to go there. And there's no straight way to do that. It's full of doubt and fear and frustration and capabilities that we don't have and moods and emotions and skills that we lack. And well, sometimes I want something and my team doesn't want the same. So we all struggle. But the difference in between the one that accomplish than the other ones is the commitment to follow until they achieve. They don't stop. And if they stop, they go back again and again and again. And that is a big secret. It's not that it was so easy. No, it is no easy to wait. It's not easy to stop eating what you don't need. It's not easy to go to the gym. It's not easy to achieve a big dream and aspiration. It's not as easy and as fast to create new products and services, to improve the way you behave and act. No, it takes time, repetitions, until it's sustained. And when it's sustained, I promise it transforms your life. But it doesn't happen fast and quick and easy and with shortcuts and with a magic formula. No, it's keep going until it's set. And that is transformation.
I love that. I think sometimes we are so deep in the problem and we're so deep in the doing that sometimes we just get tired and we forget that we're so close. As you were speaking, this image came into my mind. I'm sure you've seen it before of the miner. He's in the mine and he's digging and he's digging. And at the other side of the wall is the diamonds. And then he gives up before he reaches them. what you've just spoken about is so true. If we just continue, even if we get tired, take a break. There's no shame in that. There's nothing wrong with that. Take a moment, reflect, come back, but come back stronger. But what do we do? What do we do with these saboteurs that we have? And how do we identify them?
That is so a great question. We have in our head these saboteurs. We can recognize our inner voice, our judge, and it begins like, really? Do you want to do that? Why is that? You are so good this way. It's too much. What need do you have to implement that? Let's forget about it. Too risky, too much, too many capabilities. You are not there. Forget it. So we have an inner voice, this inner critic, my perfectionist, my hyperachiever, gosh, my victim, my avoider. I do have saboteurs, and I do have them since I was a kid. And
Yes.
we all have saboteurs. And when we grown up, we grew our capabilities and our possibilities. We are not the same child we used to be at 4, 5, or 6.
No.
We are bigger and stronger, but we have the same voice that stop us and prevent us. And that is neurologically explained by neuroscience. We have two voices in our head. We have the one that is our survival brain. So when there's an earthquake or a fire or a snake, we all run as fast as we can.
Yes.
Survival brain. But
Correct.
when we want to change, the same survival brain stop us. And
Mm,
we can recognize our voice. And we can recognize what happened in our body. And that is a main clue. My body is stressed and shaken,
mm,
and I feel unsafe, and my emotions are frustration and doubt and fear, and I'm mad and I'm
yeah.
desperate, anxious. We can recognize that in our body. I know when I'm anxious and I'm stressed, I feel it here. So I
Yes.
know. So there's one voice, the survival brain, but there's also another one, the thrival brain. And I can thrive, but I need to listen at my inner voice,
Mm,
see my body and my emotions and what is going with me, and decide to stop it. I do have a perfectionist,
yes.
gosh, a big one. So
Yes.
when I'm in Canva designing a presentation, I go deep. Okay, I'm talking to you too. And I'm talking to the audience. So I
Yes.
don't stop. Okay, maybe I can put the title here. No, better
Mm,
there. Better a little bit bigger, smaller, orange, black. No, it looks better in gray. It's crazy. And it
yeah.
looks perfect. And I keep going. So my perfectionists prevent me from doing better and more because
Yes.
I want every detail so perfect that stops me. So I
Yeah.
need to stop my perfectionist. So I just talk to my perfectionist. The name is Miss Perfect. So I begin like talking with somebody outside my head. And this is a deep, deep secret. You put a name to your saboteur and you talk to him or her. And I began like, okay, I see the game and I'm not going to play. So stop,
Mm,
stop. I'm
mm,
going to explore possibilities. I'm going to be creative. I'm not going to stay in that stress and working from that side. And I did my whole life until I understood saboteurs. So
yes.
when I recognize this anxious place here in my body and I listen to these lies that you cannot, who do you think you are? I stop it. I talk to that saboteur. And after that, I begin, okay, let's play and explore. Okay, here we are.
I love
So,
that.
what are the ideas and the possibilities? And I began to create and navigate in the middle of so many ideas to find the best one and to work with my best mindset
Mm,
because we can work with fear.
Yes.
We can say the fear to stop, and I begin to play with the idea with a bigger, clearer head.
Yeah. I love the idea of putting a name behind this person because it feels like you're reclaiming part of your power back by
Yeah,
not
that is.
by not just saying like it's fear, it's perfectionist, it's this. We've given it a name, Miss Perfect, and we're like, no, thank you, Miss Perfect. I don't want to talk to you right now. I'm busy. I need to finish this Canva project. And you know what, Miss Perfect, this is version 1. Version 2 might be even better, but for now, it's enough. And it gives you a place to be like, this is good. Let me move on.
You got it, Carl.
I
You
love that.
are just right. When you begin putting outside, you reduce the power in your head and in your body. And you can begin with a clear head to explore possibilities and to work from there. And it's a totally different sensation. It's like, okay, free. I do have a pusher. My high performer is a pusher because it pushes me so hard. And I said, stop.
Yeah. Get really excited, right? Like now, for example, in myself, I've identified I also have a little Miss Perfect. Yeah. How do I make that change stick? How do I make it that I'm not going falling back into that pattern again?
Okay, love it. The change will happen only if you stick. I don't believe in the 21 formula days to build a habit because I begin like, okay, I will be sugar free 21 days, perfect. And day 22, I'm having a piece of cake. So it's not. In 21 days, it doesn't have your body and your mind and everything transformation. So forget about that. Is
Mm,
going, keeping. Motivation will not stick. I
mhm.
do have clients that begin like, okay, because I'm not feeling the motivation now. And I said, don't wait for it because you are not going to move. Motivation begins when you move. You move a little bit. You went to the gym this morning. Okay. So check mark. Okay, I stick 3 times this week. Check mark. I will go the next Monday. Check mark. And I will go and go. So then motivation and inspiration comes from that momentum, from moving with small steps all the time. And I do have the client that when I said small step, they scare because they love to jump and to go for big changes. And I said, yes, go for it, but in small steps to
Yes.
keep going because there is a truth behind that. If we do something big, the brain begins to scare about changes. Remember, we have a survival brain. We don't need to change. We need to keep everything smooth going without major changes. So when we see something big, when we want to achieve a dream aspiration, create something that we didn't create in the past, our brain stops us. But if we chunk it into small pieces and go bite by bite, you will achieve and your brain will not stop you.
I agree. I 100% agree. As you were talking, literally, I'm a person who has been blessed with good genetics. So I've always been small. But I knew the older I get, you slow down, you pick up a little weight. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to start small. I used to go to the gym and I just used to go there and I used to sit. I never used to exercise. I just used to go. I used to go and I used to sit. And then I used to go and then I used to sit in the sauna for like 15 minutes. Again, I'm not lifting, I'm not running, I'm just sitting in the sauna, doing my thing. That was a year ago. Now I go Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and it's like breathing to me. It's so normal for me to go there and to do a session. And I think in life and in business, it's the same thing. if you try and force a big change, you're immediately met with this resistance because your body and your mind is trying to keep you safe. It's like, whoa, no, we're not doing that. We're trying to do something different. I love that. I think also something that to keep in mind is like we're very passionate people, right? I think all entrepreneurs are very passionate, multi-passionate people. We have so many,
Sure. Sure.
so
I'm
many.
high performer too.
Yes, so many passionate people. But I think what tends to happen, maybe even with high performers as well, is that we get very excited, but we struggle to keep that passion going. So, do you have any tips or suggestions on how we could do that?
Yeah. Well, actually, to find a coach, to find a mentor, or to find an accountability partner. Yes, of course, because the best achievements we have is because somebody motivate us, inspire us, allow us to keep going, push us, whatever we needed. Somebody was there. And it's the best way to achieve. I do myself have accountability partners. For writing, I do have. And my friend, she has her own book. I have mine. And
Yes.
we commit for an hour, 2 times per week. And we put on Zoom a call. We talk about our goal. And after that, we turn the mic and the camera and we began to write. And after an hour, we put everything on again and we count words and okay, I achieved more than I wanted 300 or 500 and I achieved more. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Have a great day. And that was my opportunity to sit down and to write. Because if not, life gets in the way
Yes.
and I don't do it. So an accountability partner, a mentor that can support you in your journey, a coach that can understand when you are with motivation up, and when you go down, and allow you to correct your journey.
Yes.
So that is the best way of keeping going.
I love that. I
The
think it's
best
also
one.
important for people to understand that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to get a coach, an
Sure.
accountability partner, a friend. It's important to have that support because I think this, you can correct me on the saying, I don't quite remember it, but it says like, if you want to do something good, do it by yourself. If you want to do something great, do it
Yeah.
together. Something like this. So,
Yeah, yeah.
not do it with help and support. And I think maybe there's a stigma of people like, oh, I don't want to ask for help. I don't want to go see a coach. Oh, well, they will know my secrets. I don't know. But
I
personally,
can by myself. This expression that I can by myself. And they begin and they
mhm,
stop. They couldn't because change is hard. And
yes,
we have bad and old habits. So we stop. We go and suddenly there's a U-turn and we go back to the place we were. And with frustration and
yes,
with change fatigue because
mm,
we are so tired of so many initiatives that they didn't come true. So
yes,
we get tired and sick of it.
yeah.
We stop trying.
And that's the worst. I think when we have a purpose, to live in that purpose is so important that, like you say, when you start and you stop and you start and you stop, you just get so tired and you're like, why does this keep happening? Well, because you keep doing the same thing. I'm just telling the people listening, go and hire Hilda and change your life. Is what I'm also saying. No, but it's jokes aside, it is very true. If you keep doing the same thing, you will get the same situation. I said this to my friend the other day. God gives you the same scenario until you choose differently. Until you choose differently, it's going to keep happening. I'm just saying. If you're dating bad men and you keep dating bad men, you will keep finding bad men until you break that cycle. Just saying. But anyway, that's not about this conversation.
You were passionate about the topic.
We had to have a serious conversation, my friend and I. Was like, girl, listen, if you're going to keep having this conversation, this is the same outcome. But that's okay. The point was get support if you need it and if you're listening to it. We have a recurring part on the podcast where I love to ask everyone, kind of share with them my life mantra and see what resonates with them. So, my life mantra is what you don't change, you choose. So, I'd love to know, Hilda, from you, what is it that you're choosing today?
Gosh, I will answer and I will give a better explanation of how can you do that. Every morning, I choose today, no matter how many things I have today, because I travel tomorrow for 3 months outside my country. So I do have a lot in my to-do list. So I choose it to do with grace, to feel light and flow. That is a great choice.
Yes, I love grace. Sometimes we don't give ourselves enough of it, and yet we're doing the actual most. We're doing so much, and yet we don't give each other that grace. We don't give ourselves that grace. So I love that. I really resonate with that
Yeah.
so much.
And let me tell you a secret. We all can design our future. And we do not imagine our future self. I
Mm,
used to think before I realized that I can build a future, that my future self is older with more wrinkles and gray hair.
mm.
But my future self can be redefined, bigger, stronger, in a more fulfilled life, creating projects that fill me. And I can put that in my future. And the question every day is the one that you ask. If my future self could be here in this moment, what my choices are that are aligned with what I want in the future.
Yes. Yeah. Like, how are we working towards that? That's really the goal. That really is it.
Align.
Good.
Align what you want.
So, so good. Well, Hilda, thank you so much for being here. And where can
My
the people
pleasure.
find you? What do you have going on? I know you're traveling, but how can they work with you? Where can they connect with you?
Yeah, of course. I do have my webpage, hildafainsod.com. All my social media is Hilda Fainsod. I'm an author. I write, I have a book in English, Power Up, the Executive Roadmap to Transforming Life and Business. So go and read the book. It talks about change and saboteurs and how to build in 4 steps what you want and to sustain change. And it begins with a 30-day challenge to begin. It's so
Mm,
difficult to begin. So it
yes.
has a 30-day challenge to begin,
Good.
take some steps. And after that, to keep going because we are work in progress.
Yes. Yes, we are work in progress. I love that. Thank you so much again for being on the show. I really gained so
Thank you.
much from it. You were so lovely and so gracious. I'd want to give you some grace for being on here. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
And guys,
Enjoy very much.
thank you. And guys, that's it. That's the end of our podcast. Thank you so much for listening. As always, my name is Carol Kabale. This is the Client Code Podcast, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.